everyone, I'm Dante Ramos, and you're watching Shadow and Act. Today we have a special guest, Miss T.S. Madison, for her new show, Turnt Out on Fox Soul. How are you today?
Listen, I'm stressed a little, but I'm going to make it through. You know, it's always a stressful thing when you have a great project and you're trying to get it out on time and you want the people to really enjoy it. But you know, every bump, every hurdle, and everything you go through is is a learning tool.
Yes, and with no hard work, there's no reward. So you just got to
No
keep
cross,
going.
no crown, honey. No cross, no crown.
Right. So speaking
Mhm.
of the building process and the creation process of the show, how long did the creation process and the building of Turnt Out actually take?
Oh, well, I'm going to be extremely transparent with you guys. I had been talking about this show idea with Claudia Jordan for a while, and I was telling her that I have this idea because I want to do a variety show. I actually filmed a pilot for a variety show on my television show, the T.S. Madison Experience. That was our episode 6. That was our season finale because I've always wanted to have a comedic variety talk show. And I didn't know where it would be housed. I really wanted it to be in a good space where people would be receptive to it. And I talked about it with Claudia Jordan. She said she watched my show, whatever. We ended up being in a meeting for maybe a year. No, my show's been well. My show will be out. Have been out for a year in March, so maybe like 7-8 months. But I have been talking to Fox Soul before, before my TV show even aired. But this show came about communicating with Claudia Jordan, and we were trying to get it right. Like, what we gonna do? What we gonna call it? How we gonna do this? Girl, my show did not get greenlit until the day before Christmas. Christmas
Wow.
Eve.
That's why you're moving so fast to push everything. Yeah.
It's insane. So we greenlight like Christmas Eve. I signed the paperwork the day after, the 26th. We were on set when the paperwork was coming back and forth over from my lawyer to Fox Soul's attorneys, and honey, we were in production the 27th and 28th. We shot the first 2 episodes. It was bumpy. It was bumpy. We were filming during the holidays. We had to get a whole structure together. We put a set together. We really put manpower in this stuff in less than 48 hours.
Wow. Now that is a story.
You have no
Woo.
idea.
Well,
You have no idea.
well, outside of the creation process and everything, did COVID actually stop anything?
We have been, testing for COVID, like going getting our COVID tests. And we also have been, very heavy with the COVID protocols, wiping, cleaning. We have a COVID compliance person there, keeping the things clean, making sure all masks and stuff are on. Like if you're not filming, put your mask on. I haven't heard of anyone, there on the set getting COVID or no. We've been COVID free. Where's Wood?
Right. Fingers crossed, dot, dot, dot.
Yeah.
Well, I love that your show is a variety show because nobody wants to watch the same things over and over again. So your episode about Black church actually brought me to tears. And I wanted to ask you, especially since new age spirituality with the new generation is really coming to the forefront, what was the reason for having that topic being one of your first episodes? And what do you hope that people take away from that?
Well, the reason why it was important for me to have those types of conversations, especially with trans women, because I'm a Black trans woman, and it's important that people know that God meets you exactly where you are. God knows exactly who you are, and God knows exactly what He created. He knows exactly what He's doing when He does it, and I think we as human beings have put so much stipulation on what God wants and what God this and how God operates, how God moves. God don't need our help. We need His.
Yes.
And it was so important for me to let people know that I love God. My Cherry the Boom, which was my first guest, she loves God and she has her connection to Him or her whatever God manifests itself to be to her. And we have these relationships, regardless of us being LGBT. We have those relationships, and it's important for people outside of my LGBT community to know that we have those relationships with God, and God does love us, contrary to popular belief.
And that actually was going to piggyback off my next question, because I was going to say that this show actually highlights you and the LGBTQ community 100% in every episode, as opposed to some shows you might get a special guest here or, one segment about it. Where were you kind of eerie about the building process or being so raw and transparent with your viewers, because this is your special guest and your life and everything that you're sharing and your viewpoints? Did you have any eerie moments thinking like, this is not going to work, or people may not be receptive of these messages?
Well, honestly, I don't do it based off of how people are going to really accept it. You got to put it out there. Somebody will pick it up. My thing is, when God leads me to teach, I just start teaching, honey. And whoever picking up the message, they're going to learn something from that. I'm a Black trans woman living here in the United States of America. And I'm on a platform that caters to all races, creeds, and everybody else. So it's my duty as a Black trans woman to express my voice and express the voices of the people that may not want to listen, and also integrate cishet people into the situation, because my main goal on my TV show is to humanize the experience. People need to first, before we start adding labels on gay, trans, bi, non-binary, the first label that needs to be understood, that's universal, is human. And when we really sit there and start at that point, we can do everything else. Everything else.
Absolutely. Beautifully worded. And with shows like RuPaul Drag Race and HBO Max's Legendary, what makes your show Turnt Out stand out?
Well, RuPaul's Drag Race is a competition. Pose, their competition. We ain't competing for nothing over here, honey. We learning.
Yeah.
We learning. We're laughing. We're having fun. We are just human beings sharing moments together and just putting everything else aside. Yes, I'm trans, but girl, what's the tea? Yes, I'm gay, but what are traumas that you're dealing with in your family, in your life? Yeah, I'm non-binary, but honey, did you get the gossip? What's going on in the street? It doesn't matter. Like this what it doesn't matter. And all the rest of those shows are fun competition shows. My show is just a human show with a trans host, and we having a good time laughing and learning.
And out of all of your segments, which one is your favorite and why?
I do love my car chat moments, because when I get people in the car with me, it's different from like having them like in a studio. It's different. When you're in a space, in a car, going through a drive-through, you ain't thinking about no cameras. You ain't thinking about cameras. You ain't thinking about questions. You in the car with your good girlfriend. Y'all chopping it up about whatever y'all chopping it up about, and you get the opportunity to get people at their most rawest moments. And that's what I like. That's one of my favorite segments is the car.
I have to co-sign on that, because again, when I watched the episode of the Black Church, I was just like, I was crying. I felt it. Yes. I was like, oh, yes. And it definitely highlights all of you guys as being human. Every single one of you women being human.
Yes, ma'am.
What does being turned out mean to you? Because that's the name of the show. So
yeah, it is. Well, see, it's definitely a play off of words, because people love to say, especially use that term when having conversations around my community, like, oh, well, if you become friends with them, you're gonna get turned out. Or if they touch you, you'll get turned out. If you meet them, don't be careful what kind of conversation, you'll get turned out. So I was like, you know what? Come over here and get turned out, honey, with T.S. Madison. And when you come in the room, you figure like, wait a minute, I'm already turned out, honey, because I'm having fun. This ain't even about what I thought it was about. This is about learning, laughing, and learning some more.
Yes. And after all of this, I know you're still in the process of it, but now kind of getting a chance to look at it, is your show everything you've envisioned it to be?
It can be more. It can be more. I do feel that it can be more. And the more that I film episodes, the more I'm growing as a host, and the more the audience will see me growing as a host. Like, because this is my practice, and like right in the big leagues. And also I get an opportunity to. Every time I get an opportunity to do some television stuff, when I did the T.S. Madison experience on WeTV, I learned more about myself. Anytime that I have a guest that sits across from me and we have an open dialogue about what's going on in their life, I always take a fragment and like, whoa, this me too. Like we're not so different after all.
I can relate to that. I can honestly relate to that. After every interview, I feel like I take a piece of someone with me. Because even with you talking about God and you being human, it hit, and that's what I'm taking away with me from this interview for sure. Yes. And so one of your posts, you recently spoke about time and cherishing it, and we don't have that much time. But if you could get time back, what would be something that you would redo or maybe possibly say?
I've lost so much time in my life. Like, to be honest with you, I've lost so much. And then you when you really look back over it and someone asks you a question like this and say, what is a moment that you would go back and change? And you go through your brain and you try to figure out, this hurt me, that hurt me. I should have did this different. I should have did this. But then I think, well, if I would have done those things differently, or if I would have not made that move, would I be in this place that I am now with all the experience that I had? So I possibly would go back to the time when I really started to figure out who I was. I would probably go back to that moment, and I probably would say very sternly and very lovingly, stay the course.
Mm-hmm. Beautifully said. Because that is so very true. So very true. And my last question for you, Miss T.S. Madison, is if you could have anybody be a part of your show this season, who do you want?
Oh, God. Oh, I want so many people. I do. Like, I want so many people to be a part of my show. I got a list of people that I want on the show. But I've been doing this for so long, like, on my YouTube channel and stuff and I've had the opportunity to deal with so many different people. I don't know who I want to draw something out of, because I have this ability to draw things out of people. I want to know, who would I want to draw just break down a wall of a solid wall, and you got to just bring it all out of them. I have to really look.
Yes, it's going to be good.
I have lots of people that I know I want Jennifer Lewis, but she's so transparent. I think that she and I would mesh so well together. She actually called me one day.
That'd be a great one right there. You and Jennifer Lewis would be a really good one.
She called me one day and she said, bitch.
She said, hello?
No. She said, bitch. I saw that interview you did when they asked who you wanted to be on it. She said, I'm coming to your show whenever you get and I got to remind her about that because I got to get her. But she said that, and I was like, oh, it was everything that I wanted to be. We talked for maybe like an hour. I love her. But I want to get somebody, too, that I can break down that they probably have like a
like someone that's not like a friend, like so close of a friend yet. Somebody different that you could really grab.
Yeah, get that solid wall that they got up so I could just be like, girl.
Reveal your inner secrets.
Yeah. Girl. And they just laugh when I put my hand on my girl.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Congratulations. You have.
Thank you, Mama. Thank you.
Anytime. You've been growing. You are amazing. I enjoy watching you on the screen, and I can't wait to see who you have on. Miss Jennifer Lewis, she wants you on the show, so I can't wait to see it.
Immediately.
Thank you so much for being here, and please let everyone know where they can catch the show and what time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Turnt Out with T.S. Madison is on Fox Soul TV, honey, Roku, anywhere that you can stream Fox Soul, baby. The TS is on there on Turnt Out on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. And the replay will be back on YouTube the following day at noon on Fox Soul's YouTube channel.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And we're out.